Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing another ranking, and we are going to rank from best to worst, or rather worst to best, all of the core Rainbow High dolls. So I have already done this style of video for Gens 1 and 3 of Monster High, and then also for Ever After High, but there is a little bit of a difference with this one, because with all three of those, I ranked the core doll for every single character, and a lot of the time that did mean it was part of a more traditional signature line, but some of the dolls were dolls that were introduced with a swimsuit theme or a pajama theme. There were a few dolls here and there that were introduced as parts of other lines, but I still ranked them. I will not be doing that today. We are only going to be ranking the main 5 series of Rainbow High, and this is separate from Shadow High. I plan on doing a separate video for the 3 main lines of Shadow High, but we aren't doing any of the characters that were introduced in other lines, and the main reason for that is just because with Monster High Gen 1, for example, you might have Gil introduced in a swim line. You might have River, and there were a couple of haunted dolls that were new characters, but it was 1 to 3 characters, and most of the lines still comprised of the characters that we already know. So we did have a decent chunk of dolls that were just the signature core quote unquote normal looks for those characters, for lack of a better way to put it. But with Rainbow High, we see entire lines that are just new characters, and it's just so much. I'm not talking 1 or 2 lines. It's extremely frequent with Rainbow High that was how things are done. Pacific Coast, except for Bella, all of those are new characters. The entirety of Rainbow Vision, unless you count Costume Ball, is new characters, and even half of Costume Ball is new characters. So with the other rankings, it felt mostly core looks proper. Here and there we'd have one that was themed, so it might skew the ranking a little bit. But with Rainbow High, it's just so many of these characters are introduced in not core lines that it just didn't feel like it would really be as good a ranking. Plus Rainbow High does have the entire 5 series of again, core is the best way that I can put it, where they're just in their everyday outfits. 5 whole series, that's still $30 to go ahead and rank today. So I felt like this would be okay. Sorry if that disappoints you guys. It's just, I do feel like Rainbow High introduced characters in such a different way that it really just didn't work for this format of video, for me at least. So sorry about it. Again, I'm sorry if that bothers you, but that's how we are going to be doing things today. Of course, these are just going to be my opinions. If your favorite doll happens to be my last place doll, it's not a big deal. We just have different opinions, and you are free to express that in the comments down below, as long as you can be kind about it. But with all of those parameters in place, I think that's everything we need to say. So let's go ahead and get started with what I think is the worst main series Rainbow High doll. One more thing I forgot to mention is this is just going up through the reboot. I could have technically included that first wave of slime dolls. I just didn't feel like it. Okay, they feel separate to me. Maybe at some point down the line, if they make more core proper dolls from the reboot, I'll do a Rainbow High reboot ranking, but this is just up to that point. I don't think literally any of you are going to be surprised by who's at the bottom. It's River. Listen, I will say that generally speaking, Rainbow and Shadow High did have some genuinely good boy dolls. They definitely put in some effort to these dolls that other companies don't always give their boy dolls, especially Shadow High. The only other Rainbow High boy I think is Aiden, and spoiler alert, he's also pretty low down. Shadow High, I feel genuinely put in so much effort into their boy dolls. And even his outfit, River's outfit, is it's not bad. There's a lot of layering going on, and I'm getting a little warm just looking at him. I would be toasty in this. But it does give you a lot of pieces to play with, and I don't think that his fashions are bad. It's just the face, okay? And we've been over this 10,002 times, so I'm really not going to harp on him too much, but the face is just genuinely tragic. So he had to be at the bottom. There was literally no way he wasn't going to be at the bottom. Also, I should say, there's always something I forget to say in the intro. These are based specifically on how the dolls come in box, right? I'm not talking about how I restyled mine, because there are some dolls like Daphne Minton. I don't even know what place point she's at on here. But if I'm ranking her doll as she comes versus how I've styled her, vastly different rankings. So I did just want to clarify that. I am trying to keep it a lot less to the potential the doll has and a lot more with this is how they came. So I think that's going to explain some of the interesting placements. I don't know that this one's going to be horrifically controversial though, because second to last place is going to the Core Jade doll. I just like it's she's not a terrible doll, and I have nothing against the idea of female dolls wearing like less traditionally feminine clothing because like it's clothing, who cares? Like it doesn't matter. But I think what bothers me is that this is just between the style of clothing and the color of clothing, this is such an obvious Billie Eilish reference. Like when these dolls came out, this was like, Billie's style still at that point. I think she was sort of shifting away from like this precise style at this point. I can't remember exactly. I don't follow celebrities like that much, but this was like, the Billie Eilish look. And so this is just such a reference that at this point it sort of bothers me. I like all the pieces individually, at least to some degree. Like there are definitely ones that I think are better than others. And I think that the base doll is perfectly fine. But my issue is that I can't look at this doll without seeing Billie Eilish. And it's not even that I have like a problem with her. I know nothing about her really. Like I've seen her pictures and I've heard some of her songs. And that's pretty much all I know about her. It's more just I don't like looking at a doll and not seeing the doll, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to look at this doll and see Billie Eilish. I want to look at this doll and see Jade, and that is just not what's happening for me. So it just is like this weird, almost cognitive dissonance sort of thing that I just don't really love. So nothing like inherently against her. It's just this one didn't really age well for me, I think is a good way to put it. Because especially at this point, like it's a very outdated reference. And I know this is an older doll at this point, like what, 5 years old? But still, it's just, it didn't age great. Remember what I said about the Rainbow High boy? This is Aiden. And okay, this is so funny because I think that we've completely flip flopped from River with Aiden, right? Looking at this doll, his face mold and everything is so astronomically better than River's. But by this point, we're no longer getting second outfits, and like there's just a little teensy bit less detail maybe in some of the dolls. And so his clothes are sort of boring to me. They're definitely not the most hideous clothes of all time, but like there's just nothing super exciting to me about him. And also the way they did his hair was like unforgivable. So he had a little bit more potential than River, but he didn't have that much more, at least to me. Next up is the first one where I'm really like getting in on that difference between how I style the dolls and their potential versus how they come, because we're looking at Bella. And I know this is an unpopular opinion. Okay, I get that. I understand. Roast me gently. This is not my style. Like this tweed sort of Chanel-esque, like very preppy, proper is not a style that I really gravitate towards. My Bella is dressed up in a like edgier outfit. I think right now she's got on a rose jacket, I think it is, from Daria, and then she's got on Heather's snakeskin dress, and I love how my Bella looks now. Like I'm very happy that I own this doll, but I have to rank her based on how she comes. And how she comes, it's just a style that's like really not for me. I will say when I unboxed her, I liked her a lot more than I thought I would. Like I was very surprised by the fact that I actually like enjoyed Bella as she came. Her second dress, I will say, is cute. But just in general, when I compare this to other dolls, I think the reason I like Bella is because I like my Bella. But as she comes, this is just not the type of doll that I gravitate towards. She's certainly not ugly. Like I think for people who love this style, she is a really, really good doll. And like this doll, at least when she came out, I haven't like necessarily checked in that much with how people are feeling. But when she came out, people love this doll, and I completely understand why. It's just not really for me. Next up is another pink girly, and this is going to be Stella. Stella is a significantly brighter pink than Bella, and like depending on the day, I'm not really sure which of those two I like better, but I do like her fashions better. I think that they're just a little bit more interesting to me personally. The metallic pink top she has on in this picture, I think is really fun, and like as weird as it is to call a metallic pink top a basic, I do think that for Rainbow High restyles, it's a decent basic to have. Where she loses points is really just the styling as she comes. Rainbow High, especially like early Rainbow High, had a lot of these socks with heels, and I feel like it took me longer to get tired of that than most people, but like at this point, I am sort of like, okay, we can lose the socks with heels. But honestly, the big thing for me is the hairstyle. Like, I think there's a way to wear pigtails and have it look really, really cute. Even these half up, half down pigtails, I think can be done so beautifully. But I just don't know that I think it really matches the vibe of the rest of her outfit. So I look at her and she's just a lot of pink and a lot of confusing to me, which is why she's so low down on the list. That brings us to 25th place. And unfortunately, we are looking at another pink doll. This is Priscilla. Okay, listen, every once in a while I will get comments, and no hate to any of y'all if you've left these comments. I genuinely think it's really funny. But I get comments like with some degree of frequency about me just like hating anything pink, but that's not true. Like I like pink things. I have so many Dracula. I don't have a vendetta against pink. I just like don't like the way that these pink dolls were styled. Mara Pinkett from Shadow High. Unfortunately, she won't be included in the Shadow High ranking when I get to it because she wasn't part of a main line. But she's literally my favorite Shadow High doll of all time, and she's vying for my favorite Rainbow or Shadow High doll of all time. And she's neon pink, okay? So I don't hate pink. I just hate these three pink dolls in a row. Even hate is like a strong word. I'm kind of being a little bit aggressive with that. It's just, I just think it's funny. Anyway, on to Priscilla. I actually really like the color of pink that they chose for her. It's a little bit more orangey pink, whereas, you know, Bella is a very baby pink, and then Stella was like a very, very hot, like almost fuchsia sort of pink. I really like this color for her, especially as someone who is a certified orange lover. Anytime we can get closer to that, we are vibing. But I just don't really like her outfit. I think the shoes are a little bit boring. I am not a fan of the dress. I do like the little like sleevelet things. Those are fun. But then I really, really, really hate her boa. It looks like just a ruffle with two loofahs hanging off it. I'm so sorry. I just cannot get behind her fashion, but she ranks a little bit higher because I like the color of pink, and I do think that her base doll is genuinely really pretty. I scrolled to this next picture. I know this is going to be controversial that I dared to put this doll above the others, but it's Violet. The original Violet doll. Listen, she's not that bad. She's not the best for sure, but she's not that bad. I do think that the blend for her hair is really pretty where it's purple and blue. Like I just think that that gives it some nice dimension there. Personally, I'm a fan of the like very pale nude lips. Like I do think that that's kind of a look, especially how glossy they are. Like it's kind of cute. Mostly I just really, really like her outfit pieces. Like all of them. I think all of them are so fun and just like genuinely pieces that I want to keep. You know, every once in a while I'll go through my Rainbow High stash and be like, okay, yeah, I don't really think I'm ever going to use this. Maybe I need to sell it. I always want to keep Violet's pieces. Like there's something I can do with all of them. There's some way someone can wear them and they will look good. So again, I know this is controversial because like a lot of people really hate Violet. I'm not her number one fan either, but I still like her better than the other dolls that we've gone through so far. My bad, I guess. And I just keep going with the unpopular opinions because up next is Cheryl Meyer. I'm sorry. Here's the thing, is that I do think that the base doll is very pretty. I think that the clothes are really nice and really like well made, but this is like a very obvious reference to Cher from Clueless. And I've never seen it. I don't care to see it. It's just not a reference I understand. So this feels very similar to Jade in that sense, where I can't look at this doll and see Cheryl from Rainbow High. I just see a Clueless reference. I think she's better than Jade, mainly because one, she's like close to natural colors. Like she's got, you know, a brown eye and like a rather yellowy blonde, but still a blonde. And I do think that that stands out for Rainbow High because most of them have very unnatural hair colors. And so it's always a little bit striking. And I think that like their natural colored hair dolls are quite beautiful, the very few that they've made. And I also think just individually, I like her pieces a little bit better than I like Jade's pieces. But yeah, kind of the same vibe. So I don't want to look at the doll and not see the doll. So I don't really love this one. But I get why other people do. Again, she's just not for me. Continuing on with controversial opinions. This might be my most controversial one of these videos that I've done, which I didn't think was going to be the case when I was preparing for it. But now that I'm in the trenches, I'm like, oh, you're dishing out some weird opinions. This is Amaya's Series 2 core look, Clown Amaya. I have long been a defender of Clown Amaya, and frankly, she would be significantly higher on this list if I could include her the way that I've restyled her, because I really love how I've restyled my Amaya. Like, I'm so proud of that restyle. It's honestly not even funny, but I can't do that. So because of her clothes, she's still way down here, just because I do think that the clothes that she comes with are like not terrible, but they're certainly not my favorite. And I do think that the all rainbow clothes and like the way that it's been done, it's just like a lot. I don't know. Like, I know the rest of the doll is also a lot, but I kind of like that. The insane rainbow hair I think is super fun, and like the crazy rainbow makeup. I know people say she looks like a clown. That's why I clown Amaya. I kind of like that. I can't lie, I kind of like that. So, I think in the inverse of how most people would feel, it's the clothes holding Clown Amaya back for me, and I love her base doll. I know I'm weird. Next up on our list is Olivia, and this one really just comes down to like personal preference. I think her individual pieces aren't terrible, and I actually really like the concept for her color, like being a darker green than a lot of the other greens that we have from Rainbow High. I don't know, there's just something about her that I see her and I just like don't really feel much of anything. My eyes sort of just glaze over her. I feel like that sounds so mean, but it's just she's certainly not bad. I understand why other people love her. I just don't feel connected to her whatsoever. So she's sort of middle of the road for me. Sort of the same here with Kim. I will say I adore her base doll, the super long hair, the incredible eye makeup. Like, her base doll is gorgeous, but her outfit I think is so boring. Like, I mean, that sounds crazy. Saying that this denim studded dress and a denim leather, like quote unquote leather jacket is boring is a little crazy. But also, just compared to other Rainbow High dolls we've gotten, I just don't find this that exciting. And I can't lie, I do think that part of my dislike for her is just that I am still a little bit irritated that Rainbow High boxed Skylar in so hard to being the denim girl. Like, that's all she ever comes in, to the point where in the reboot they literally made her a denim printed swimsuit. But somehow that wasn't enough, and we had to give another doll basically a head to toe denim outfit. Like, that's crazy. You could have done anything else for her. And so I think that, like, is it fair? Is it valid? I don't really know, but that bothers me. And so I can't look at her without thinking about that. So she's ranked a little lower. This one hurts my heart. Okay. It really truly does. I think that this doll maybe is one of the prettiest space dolls now that I'm like really looking in. I just don't vibe with anything else. And it's Coco. Listen, the brown eyes with the blue eyeshadow, and like the eyeshadow is so good. Like, the eye makeup is so cool, but it makes her eyes pop so beautifully. But I just don't like the rest of her outfit. Like, it is very sporty. Honestly, like, I could see where this might appeal to the same people who really like Scorchin from Bratz. So it's a little bit weird that I'm like, I don't really like this one because I have all four Scorchin dolls. But I just think it's a little bit different in terms of the degree of sportiness. That I probably sound crazy, but it just, that's how it feels to me. It just feels a little bit further down. Like, Scorchin is the furthest that I can go, and this feels like the next step up. Plus, I think some of the fabrics just look a little bit bulky. Like, the entire corset top and like the skirt just look kind of thick, and I don't think that that always looks bad. I just posted a Winx review where I was like, oh, I don't really mind that the fabric is bulky, but I don't think that it looks as good here. Maybe it's like the bulkiness combined with the sporty vibe I just can't abide by. And she's got these pigtails, and again, I'm just like, that to me doesn't match the rest of what she is wearing. Like, I cannot understand why you're going to pair these like quite cutesy little pigtails with definitely not an outfit that I would say is cutesy. You know what I'm saying? Like, even outside of me just not vibing with the outfit, I don't think cute is necessarily the adjective that you would use to describe this outfit. Like, that's not, I don't know. I just don't I just don't really get the whole ensemble. So points for being just gorgeous as a base doll in terms of like the face, and even the hair color and everything is really pretty. But the styling and the clothes, I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. Next up, we have the original Ruby doll, and I will say it's possible that her and Skylar, there's like a little bit of nostalgia that's clouding my judgment because those were the first two Rainbow High dolls I got back when they first launched. Those were some of the first videos that I posted on my channel. I think it was Skylar's unboxing was the very first video that I ever posted on this channel. Like that's what made me make the channel. So there's a little bit of nostalgia that might be clouding my judgment here, but I still really do genuinely think Ruby is fun. I feel like a lot of the time in dolls, we don't really get true red, especially a whole character that's all true red. Like they always want to pinkify it just a little bit. So she definitely stands out to me for that reason. I think a lot of her pieces still really hold up even after, the amount of years that have gone by. So she's certainly not like, wow, top 10 material for me, but I have some love for Ruby. So she's nice and, towards the middle here. Coming up next is Emmy Vanda. I really like her face. I think this face sculpt is very pretty, and I think some of her pieces are sort of interesting. Like, I don't like the print on the boots, but I like the fact that they have this interesting, like, tie on the knee. That's kind of fun and funky. The concept of the hoodie with the, like, quote unquote zippers on the elbows, that's very fun. I hate the embroidered on bag. I understand this is a reference to an actual shirt. I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care that it's a reference at all. To me, that's not an excuse for it just looking silly. Like, I just don't know why you would want that on. And I'm not trying to be mean. Like, if you love her, that's fine. If you like clothing like this, that's fine. Just I personally can't understand it because honestly to me it reminds me of being like very young, like in elementary school, and how I would have shirts that had on like embroidered or printed on necklaces. It just feels extremely like not even, I guess, juvenile technically still, but I'm not talking like, oh, it feels like a outfit a teenager would wear because they are in high school. No, this looks like childish in my opinion. Just the embroidering of that bag I think is so silly goofy. Again, you're free to love it. This isn't hate against you. I just cannot understand it. So she couldn't be any higher than this. Nostalgia's kicking back in because we have Skylar. I think that this doll has held up fairly well. Like, generally speaking, I do think that from series 3 on, Rainbow High definitely got a lot stronger, up until the reboot. We're not really counting that for today's video. Like, we're not doing that. I don't think I said that. Pause real quick. Now we can unpause. Anyway, from like the main, pre-reboot times, I do think that series 3, 4, and 5 really just show a focus and like a lot more detail, even when they had a lower budget and we were only getting one outfit per doll instead of the 2 outfits per doll. I still think that those dolls had a lot of personality and they had really fixed a lot of things and just like honed in on what Rainbow High needed to look like. But again, I still think Skylar holds up all the way from series 1. She's not as good as some of the other dolls. Obviously, she's not in first place. She's not even in the top 10. But I still think that she looks really cool. I think that the blend of hair is so, so gorgeous for this doll. And for her, the all denim outfit at that point was like, it's a brand new brand. So of course it's new to the brand. It's like a little fresh. Not to say no one's ever done an all denim outfit before. Okay, I'm not trying to like claim that. But as far as dolls go, it was like, oh, okay, like that's her thing. She really likes denim. I'm obsessed with these boots still. And just in general, I think she overall has a really put together, nice look to her. Like it's a very cohesive outfit, but also these pieces are so easy to interchange. So we got to give Skylar some love. Continuing on with series 1, we have Miss Sunny. She is just so cute. Like she's so precious. I feel like she's a very beloved character within the fandom. I really love a lot of her pieces. I like her little buns and everything like that. Like she is a good doll. I just like other ones better at this point, including Poppy, which maybe these two should be switched. But I have my orange bias to uphold, okay? I have to give credit to Poppy. My problem with her is that I think that a lot of her pieces just don't go together, which is the only reason that she's not significantly higher up on this list. I like all of her pieces individually, but it's just like I find it very difficult to form a full outfit out of them that I think looks correct, if that makes sense. But I still like every piece, and I love, love, love her base doll. She's so cute. She's bright orange. Of course I'm gonna love her. So I had to give her some respect here. I don't know if this one is also going to be controversial. It might be. I don't necessarily think that this is a doll that's like particularly beloved in Rainbow High, but she's beloved to me, and that's Karma. I just love this color of green where it's so incredibly neon that it like sort of hurts your eyes to look at, and like you can't even really capture it properly on camera or in photographs. I love that shit. I love it so, so much. So her coloring is honestly doing like 99% of the lifting with this one. I still do think that some of her pieces are insanely cool, especially in this picture here. The like not quite denim cut off like belt situation is just so funky and so interesting. I can't help but love it. But if I needed to be convinced any further, the thing that seals the deal for Karma being this high is her face. It does not show up in photos good enough. You can definitely see her eye makeup is extremely pretty in this picture, but her lips have this incredible glitter on them that like reflects green. So it ties into her color scheme, but I think that you can still see like the orange through it, and that's such a good contrast. They are so unreal. Like she's so so pretty to me in person. I just adore her face so much. Again, I don't think that that's how most people feel, but I love her, so she gets to be pretty high up. Another green doll, we are going to be taking a look at Daphne Minton up next, who genuinely I think is one of, if not the prettiest base faces in Rainbow High. Like her face astounds me. And I got this doll because of her face, because I hate every single piece of clothing she comes with. I think they are all either boring or outright ugly. Sorry if you like it, just a personal opinion. I don't like her clothes whatsoever. She's my Daphne is wearing Daria's outfit, like her second outfit that has like the matching top and bottoms. That's what she's wearing because she was not going to wear any of these. And honestly, I almost didn't get her. I think in the end, my husband bought her for me actually, because I was like, I don't want to justify, or I can't justify getting this doll if I only like the base doll and I hate all her clothes. But I love the base doll so much that he got her because she's just perfect. In a word, genuinely perfect. I cannot sing the praises of this face enough. I think she is unreal, ethereal, beautiful. She would have been number one if her outfits had been as good as her base doll. But for me, they aren't. So this is as high as she can go, which hurts. But I have to do it. I'm like 99% certain that this doll's name is Mila, but for some reason I saw her, thought this is Mila, and then thought, what is it? Regardless, though, that's what we're going to call her. Correct me in the comments if you must. I should love this doll. Like, there's no reason for me not to. I don't know what it is. Like, genuinely and truly, I cannot tell you why I don't own this doll and like why something about her just feels off for me. Because I should love her. She's got this really cool dark red color scheme, this like super interesting rings kind of twisted into her hair. She's got the chunky boots and the zippers and like all of this stuff that I love. Why am I like this? What is stopping me from getting her? Genuinely. Like I'm looking at her now and it is it the tights? It might be the tights. Which is crazy that like the tights would make me not want the entire doll. I genuinely don't know. There's just something about her that has always like prevented me from pulling the trigger to get her. And now it's like certainly too late to get her for retail unless I get lucky on eBay. So yeah, definitely not bad. There's just like something about her that I can't quite put my fingers on, but she's not quite perfect to me. That brings us into the top 10, and we're going to be starting that off with Crystal Bailey. She's such a cutie. I have mine. I don't have her on display because I need to like do a couple extra things for her, but I've got her hair like braided down. It's so, so gorgeous. I really like this purple color too. Like it's very deep purple, which I also don't think we get quite as much out of like the purple dolls that we've had. So I do think that she just stands out. I think her makeup is really, really beautiful. This jacket is so cool with like the lace detailing and like the open elbows and everything. Like she's a very, very fun doll. And she's one that I don't necessarily think about as much. It doesn't help that I don't have her on display right now. I think that's probably why I don't think about her as much. But when I was going through the list of dolls and like organizing them for this video, I was just like, I remember how much I love Crystal. Like she's so, so cutie patootie, definitely deserves to kick off the top 10. Next up is Leela Yamamoto. She's just such an unreal, unique doll. Like, she's just so fascinating to me. The platform Crocs, the beautiful, beautiful, like braided buns, the metallic skirt and everything. Her second outfit is also gorgeous. There is like, I'm going to forget what exactly the piece is that's the problem because I believe Leela is meant to be Japanese, but there's a piece of clothing of hers that is more styled in like a Chinese fashion. I don't know if it's the top she's wearing right now. Like, I just honestly can't remember at the current moment. And that does hold her back for me personally. I think she would have been higher up in the top 10 if it wasn't for that cultural inaccuracy. Cause like that's always going to bother me. I think that's a justifiable response. But there is still a lot to really love about her. Her face, especially, does feel very unique. She's got like some really cute little painted on details on her cheeks and like a band aid across her nose. So, very cool, very interesting. Just, that one little thing, quote unquote little, kind of a big deal actually, of not being really culturally accurate that brought her down. But everything else, very pretty. Then we're on to Michelle, my orange queen. She's so gorgeous. This is another one that with a couple of tweaks, she could have been vying for top spot. Two things about her that like her holding her back. One, I like her hair as it comes, but fortunately or unfortunately, I put mine up into a little tiny ponytail so it like floofs out everywhere, and that's like the style for her now. Like, she's so unbelievably pretty like that even this nice bob, like this cute style where it's a little shoulder length, like swish, I just like see it and I'm just thinking you should put that up because it will look even better. So there's that's holding her back just a twinge. But the bigger thing is her boots. In the stock photo, you really can't tell. Like, they are so, so nice. Everything about these boots is so fun and so gorgeous. They're like a white material and then they have this nice orange, like plastic base to them. But they embroidered zippers on the inside and they're so thick and chunky and just nasty. Like, just frankly, not good looking. And it's so dumb because it's like, I get you want to give the illusion of a zipper and like add the detail of the embroidery, but it looks bad. Like, it's so thick and clunky. It does not look right whatsoever. So that's my one gripe with her. And it really, really, unfortunately brings her down. I know that that sounds petty, but like, I love so many of these dolls that when we're in the top 10, I gotta be petty a little bit to go ahead and manage to rank them. Next up, we have Jewel Ritchie. She added some really cool representation with the vitiligo, and I do think that that was done in a really, really beautiful way. She's got an insane, gorgeous, like emerald green color scheme, and all of her clothes are really genuinely sick. Like, she, in this picture, has her first outfit on. Personally, I like her second outfit even better, but like this one is also really, really good. The wraparound, like ribbon shoes, especially, so cute. The fur just feels so correct for her and her jewelry is gorgeous. I think that it really takes, skill to make plastic doll jewelry somehow look luxe and expensive. But I can see it. Like, it's there. Obviously, it could be better. Like, a collector level jewel would go crazy. But for what, they had to work with, I really do think they've managed to make this jewelry look like, oh, she's wearing nice stuff. And overall, she just has such a clear personality, it feels like, from her outfits. Like, you get such a sense of her style, and that is not something that can be said for everyone out of Rainbow High. So I really, really vibe with that. I think this one might be a little bit crazy, but we're talking about Gabriella Isley up next. I don't know what it is about this doll. I just am so obsessed with her. Honestly, I shouldn't even say I don't know what it is. I I'm mainly drawn to the sweater. Is it insane for me to have her this high up because of the sweater? Probably. But knits in doll scale, shut up. Take my money. I'm always going to be a sucker for it. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you what it is about them that just like makes me fold, but they do. It's just so cool. Also, her eye makeup is insanely gorgeous. This skirt with like the drapey like chain is also really, really nice. Like, she's pretty outside of the sweater, but the sweater's doing the heavy lifting here. We are in the top 5 now, and we are kicking that off with Daria, which is genuinely hilarious because I don't have her on display because all of her clothing is being used for other dolls. So, like, I have unintentionally done Daria a disservice, but also that sort of justifies why she's at number 5 because her clothes are so good for absolutely no reason. These boots, this jacket, this dress too is really pretty. She's got just like a basic white shirt on underneath, and then her second outfit that like is the two-piece matching set. They're so good. Like I honestly could use about 3 more sets of her clothing just so I can use those pieces on every doll that I would like to restyle with those pieces because shockingly, I feel like they're quite versatile and they look good on so many different dolls. I need to find a better outfit for Daria herself because I've stolen all her clothes, or I need to buy duplicates so that I can clothe her as well. She's just really cool, really fun, has such an interesting style, and she's pink, okay? A pink doll made it into the top 5. I don't hate pink. This is sort of a spoiler, but like I just think it's so funny that I have to say it. The rest of the top 5, so the top 4, every single one of them is either yellow or orange. So clearly I have a certain taste. So fourth place goes to Georgia. This was really hard. I can't even lie. Like this entire list was fairly hard, but the top 4 or 5 especially was so difficult for me. I love Georgia. She is such a breath of fresh air. Everything about her is just so perfectly crafted to me. The complexion that they chose for this character, the hair color that went with it, the makeup that they've paired. It's so pretty that it like sort of hurts a little bit. It's so good. And all of her clothing pieces are so cute and so well made and just everything about her is so genuinely perfect. I just like the other ones a teensy bit more. I do believe that for a lot of you guys, this might be number 1, and I think that perhaps you would think that she's number 1 for me. The entire top 4 sort of oscillates, okay? But currently, we're giving third place to Victoria Whitman. She's so pretty. I've sung the praises of this doll many a times. I know other people have as well. So sorry, but I am going to be repeating myself. The all over body blushing and freckles, unreal, unreal. I'm so sad that we are never going to see a Rainbow High doll do this again, but I'm glad that we at least got the one. I'm glad that we could at least have the one. Her outfit is insanely beautiful. She is another one of the few examples of a like slightly more natural hair color on a Rainbow High doll. And again, it just looks so pretty. The earrings, I don't even know if I already said that at this point. The only thing that is like not quite exciting is her shoes, and maybe that's the thing that's brought her down just the teeniest smidge for me, but she's still an insane doll, and on a different day, I might rank her as number 1. Same goes for second place, but today she's in second, and it is Mina Flor. I love this doll. She's so good. Like, insane, unreal, incredible, beautiful, whatever descriptors you want, she is them, as long as they're positive. She's just so pretty. Again, orange. I'm a sucker for her. But I genuinely think that her style is so unique. She is Indian, so she has like a little bit of her heritage in some of her pieces. And I think that's really pretty and really cool. She comes with tons of jewelry. And like, she's just so, you know? Her shoes are gorgeous. These pants bring her down a little bit. I do think these pants are just like a teensy bit silly. Over the years, they've grown on me a little bit. Like, I really did not like them when they first came out, I think. But now I'm kind of like, okay, I can see them. I can see them working in a particular style. That's not what my Mina is wearing, but like I can maybe understand them a little bit more. But if anything, that's what's holding her back from taking first spot. But second place is still very respectable. If you have a good memory for all of the Rainbow High characters, then you know who has taken first place for today. It is Delilah. Everyone almost loves Delilah. She's so unreal pretty. She's just perfect. That's really it. She's just a perfect doll. I think she's insanely beautiful. I'm a bit sad that like I don't have a duplicate of her. I almost never buy duplicates of dolls, but I am a little sad that I don't have a duplicate of her because if I remember correctly, she's like decently expensive secondhand because so many people just adore her so much. The fact that she's got these super cute glasses, I'm a huge sucker for. The beautiful pale yellow color scheme, and every single one of her pieces is so pretty. Like dressing this doll is hard for me because I'm just like, I want to put everything on her all at once because they're all such nice pieces. Looking at this doll just fills me with a sense of like almost calm and happiness. I feel like calm is not an emotion that I routinely experience. I have a lot of anxiety and calm's a foreign concept to me. but I feel very happy and joyful when I look at this doll and almost calm, which does say a lot. So I definitely think she deserves the number one spot for today. But yes, that concludes me ranking all of the like core series of Rainbow High dolls. This was definitely a super fun one. Always a little bit of a challenge due to the style of video, but like that can also be a fun thing. If you're feeling super ambitious and you want to rank all 30 of these dolls in the comments, absolutely feel free. Or if you just want to talk about your favorites, your least favorites, your thoughts on my controversial placements, that is good too. Would just love to hear your thoughts. Like I said, I am going to be doing this same format of video, but for the Shadow High characters at some point, probably relatively soon in the future. So be keeping an eye out for that. But that is going to be it for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.